I did get kicked out of yeshiva eventually. And of all the reasons, you'll be surprised that is because they caught me under my bed. And when I usually tell this story, I like to pause and say, no, not what you think. Believe it or not, believe it or not. Yes, exactly. People think, oh, I know what. No. That's not what it was. Believe it or not, I got kicked out of the yeshiva because they found a book of the first Lubavitcher Rebbe with commentary of the last Lubavitcher Rebbe, which I don't know if we're going to have time to get into it in our conversation. The animosity between Satmar and Lubavitch, counterintuitively, because they're both Hasidim, was so strong at the time when I was growing up. This goes back about 40 years ago, to the point where someone was suspected of being a crypto Chabadnik, was asked to leave. And I had to leave. There was no negotiating, no compromising. Satmar Rebbe, Rabbi Yoel Teitelbaum, completely denounced his Hasidic heritage, to the point where he very much self-identified less as a Chassid than a rabbi, a scholar. In fact, his closest rabbinic colleagues were Litvish Rosh Yeshivot, not Hasidic Rebbes. I mean, he had a neighbor, the Sefer Rebbe, that he bickered with all the time. Consequently, in the yeshiva, surprisingly enough, there was zero room in the curriculum for studying real hardcore Chassidut. In fact, there were certain books that were prohibited. And the reason why studying Chabad at the time was such a sin is because at some point the kind of, if you can excuse the arrogance, the upper echelon of Satmar Hasidim who were interested in sophisticated Chassidut did not find it in Satmar. Satmar Rebbe really, at least when I was growing up already, had very little patience for Chassidut, as I'm going to explain later. So if you looked for sophisticated Chassidut, you went to the top, and we can discuss the various Chassidim, but in terms of intellectual Chassidut, Chabad really has that. And a lot of the, high-level intellectuals in Satmar became Chabad. I mean, we can talk about so many of the prominent names in contemporary Chabad who originally were Satmar or, offshoot Chassidut. So that's why it was it was so transgressive to do that.